guys, what's up? This is Helsing920 and it's time for a reaction and review. And tonight for episode 5, I've decided to go back to the Far East and do another film from Japan. However, this time it hopefully won't have underage yaoi. Oh man, that film is still just bugging me. Wow. Tonight's film is called Tokyo Gore Police. Believe it or not, yes, I'm just going to assume that this film is going to live up to that title. Just simply because the last time I, watched a film with a title like that, and that was violent shit, I got exactly what I wanted. Let's hope that this film is at least good. Now, I'm looking at my video file here, and according to this, the movie clocks in at 1 hour and 50 minutes, which means this is the longest film I have had to do well, not had to. This is the longest film I've chosen to do a reaction and review on. So, that means that this film is either going to be awesome and I'm not going to mind the fact that it's almost 2 hours, or it's going to royally suck and I'm going to be out 2 hours. So, I believe it's time for us to just sit back, relax, and find out exactly how bad this film really is, folks. It's time to begin Tokyo Gore Police. This actually is kind of sort of a this is like a really laid fucking back way of starting up a film, isn't it? However though, the song is kind of catchy. A little bit. Wow guys, we are like 3 fucking minutes in and we already have cannibalism. Awesome! I actually am kind of liking where, this is going. Well, that's pretty cool. The guy's able to fucking grow an arm and it's got a chainsaw attached to it. This actually is looking to be an awesome movie. Okay, kids, you actually just have to remember, if you happen to have a tumor in your body, which is in the shape of a key, you will become a horrible, brutal, killer. That is awesome, awesome shit to fucking know. So, this guy's got a gimp who just walks on nothing but stumps. That's kind of creepy, but also a little bit cool. Well guys, it actually was only a matter of time before we happened to hit something that was all fucking like perverse and weird, Japanese film after all, so at least this isn't nearly as creepy as what I saw in Boku no Pico, so that's at least a positive. Well, that is one way of harvesting blood. It's definitely creative. Okay, you know what? I honestly have to say this. I am loving these fake fucking television ads which are popping up here. These things are just funny and awesome. Okay, kids, there actually is a lesson. Now there is a lesson to be learned here. Do not grope women on the subway, or she will beat you soundly and then slice off your hands. This is a very educational film. Well, here's a facelift of sorts that's going poorly. And you just have to love the spray. Just the fact that the blood is spraying everywhere. And with this film, it actually kind of works. Guys, this actually isn't normally something I talk about, but, I do have to say that this movie's got a really awesome soundtrack. I mean, just, listen to it. You actually can hear that. That is just badass. Now, this actually is the sort of game that would actually fucking make the friggin', Wii worth it. This thing actually looks rather, cool. Okay, so we're in a nightclub full of people in luchador masks and gimp suits. I really am not liking where this scene is possibly going. Okay, is that a chair made out of human organs? And they applaud it! That's just oh god, now it's pissing. Holy shit. God damn! Why the hell do I have to find movies where dicks are getting either bitten or chopped off? Or in this case, bitten off. What the hell? Okay, that last scene was a little nasty and a little bit fucked up, but I still have hope that this is still going to remain decent. You know, there actually is one thing that I definitely have got to say. This fucking film really does happen to love showing people's heads exploding. It's actually pretty cool. Okay, I really have to ask, why the hell did the police feel inclined to draw goofy faces on the burlap sacks that they put over the people's heads before killing them? I am really curious about this, guys. So, yeah, I actually guess that there is a use for an armless, legless woman in a gimp suit. Get real easy freaking like blowjobs that way. This guy's really getting, into it. It's a little bit disturbing, actually. So, this woman's got nipples that shoot acid. Rock on. Just, ooh, man. You know, it's a little bit creepy that the fucking police are now partying because they just did a little bit of drawing and quartering of a woman. And by the way, that scene was also a little bit nasty. And now our hero is just about to flip fucking shit. Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay, that actually is really, really cheesy, but also a little bit cool. I seriously am not going to lie about that. That's just damn. Okay, well, I guess that's another use for someone who has nothing but stubs for limbs. You can go and you can attach like swords and they become rather vicious. Wait a minute. Is he using his bloody stumps as like jet engines? Okay, that's definitely different. I am definitely going to have to grant it that is definitely unique. Wow. That was pretty cool. Alright, well, that is it for the movie. Let me just shut this off now, just because you don't need to hear the music over. You don't need to hear the music of the end credits, rather, as I'm doing this. Okay, so what exactly to talk about when it comes to this movie? Well, first of all, I do have to say that it definitely does live. It does live up to the title. This film is definitely gory as hell. And a lot of people are probably going to ask me, then what exactly makes this different from my previous splatter film I checked out, which was Violent Shit. And the differences are very, very great. First of all, this thing actually had a plot. Alright, this thing actually had this thing actually had a coherent story that you could actually follow. And it actually had characters that you could care about, that is the biggest thing which Tokyo Gore Police has over Violent Shit. Now, I do have to say, when it comes to the special effects, they are definitely a mixed bag of sorts. Because there are certain effects that are fantastic. Like, you sit there and you watch them, you go, wow, because they are so, great. And then there are times when the special effects are so corny and they are just so ugly looking that it just sort of pulls you out of the movie slightly. In fact, I actually would compare this film in total to a trauma film. A lot of people probably have noticed that I am a bit of a fan of trauma films, since I mentioned Redneck Zombies back in my first episode. And I am a fan of trauma films, and I'm talking stuff like Redneck Zombies and Terror Firmer, Toxic Avenger, Kabuki Man, like all that kind of stuff. And what all of those films have in common is they have special effects that are sometimes grisly and realistic, sometimes corny and sort of funny, but all those films also, for the most part, are comedies. And that's kind of what Tokyo Gore Police was going for. It was going for dark, dark comedy. I am talking pitch black comedy, and it succeeded. It definitely has moments that are certainly funny. And I also happen to like, and I believe I actually mentioned it earlier. This film is peppered with commercials, television ads, which are meant to basically poke fucking fun at the actual society which the film is set in. And if I were to compare those to anything, I would compare them to the commercials seen in movies like RoboCop and Starship Troopers, where they basically are able to paint you a perfect picture of the film's setting. And they're also entertaining and funny as hell. That is definitely something which this film had. It was definitely sharp and witty, and the writing was fantastic. The story was pretty good, even though the story seemed like something you get out of like a corny, manga or, anime. It is still a solid story from start to finish. In fact, there really was only one point where I was actually a little bit sickened, and that was the bit in the fucking middle. I'm not going to go into that any further. However, though, beyond that, I would highly recommend this film. In fact, you guys can probably go down to your local video store, and you'll probably find it, because this thing actually was widely released in the U.S. by companies called Tokyo Shock. So you guys can definitely go out, pick it up. Check it out. I highly, highly recommend it, but once more, I do have to say, you have to be into this sort of thing. You have to really be into gore films in order for this movie to really appeal to you. Otherwise, you're just going to watch it and you're going to be kind of sickened. So, yeah, that actually is just my warning. Beyond that, by all means, go on out and see it. And with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I'll see you all in the near future. Peace.